And I think we're going to the cemetery, but I'm going to sing one of my grandfather's songs over there. The Tom family, my grandfather, Archibald, Fluent, Chedco, Siletz, Molalla, Road River, Shasta Custa, Belize Creek, Tututni, 28 different bands in the Confederate Tribes of Siletz. And he would tell me stories about how he'd feel sorry for the girls, him and the Tom, Abeson Tom. When I have so much trauma, I can't remember. And I can't remember his name right now, but I don't see Jeff Flagg in here. But how they'd hide food, and they'd take it over, and I always asked them, do you mean it was the water? Is it the water tower? And, you know, he said, I think that's what it was, but they would always hide food because they felt sorry for the girls. And they'd have to sneak around to see them. And Grandpa would tell me lots and lots of stories, and it was just too painful, like Ozzy today, man. Lots of courage, that's a lots of healing for a man. Come before you, you know, like this. Getting back to my own addiction and alcoholism, I want to say to my junior Miss Siletz, who represents us beautifully, nothing is worth drinking over. There is nothing, absolutely nothing to pick up. Nothing. That's not of our people, of our ways. You know, when I lost my dad, I was going back to drinking. It was so hard. And today, when one of them spoke about their mom, you know, I made a decision. I drove here by myself. I wasn't going to come. I'm not dressed for a ceremony. I apologize to my elders. That's how we dress. But I slept in, and so I missed my ride with Becky. And I thought, I've got to come here, you know. And I really, we're all meant to be here, each one of us that is here. There's a purpose for that, but, you know, this should be full in my mind. And, because we all have grandpas and grandmas, you know, that shed blood here, you know, each one of us that's here. But right now, you know, my mom's very sick. And because of the historical trauma that is running in our DNA, you know, my family's so split up. And we know better if we would just sing those songs, you know, they're coming. If we would just open up, you know, our hearts and our spirits in a good, clean mind, you know, those spirits are waiting to give you a song, Rosie, each one of you. So, you know, my mom gets to come home next week. And honestly and truly, some of my sisters were suing me. I've never been arrested. I've never been to rehab. You know, I was one of those that ran and never got caught. But I'm an alcoholic, you know, right on. In recovery. 91. And my friend Sam said to tell Don, give me a job. I might need one. But actually my job is to carry the message to the Rosies of the world, to you newly recovered, to people like myself. I'm just one drink away, you know. It's not worth it. You know, my mom had 3 aneurysms. She, like our drummer here, they retired her in November. She was 30 years employed of the tribe, and they retired her because she had brain surgery. And she lived through it at 76 years old. And you know, I'm fortunate. I don't have a college degree that some of you all have, but I have the School of Hard Knocks at Sluts, Oregon, you know, kind of like Chemawa. You graduate from here, honey, you have something to be proud of. You've overcome a lot, believe me. And I'm available, you know. I'm available to come teach, come share. I've been here a few times over the last 5 years. It's been a while, and I'm back to work again, but I don't know for how long, because when Mom comes home, that's my job, is with my mom. So I just want to encourage you young people, you older people, you know, that, you know, to keep coming back here to support the Chemawa kids, because like she was saying, you know, this is a hard school, and just outside of this parameter, there's so much racism, and even within it, there is. But you know, to me, Chemawa, you know, I'm so glad the doors are still open. I really am, and I thank Don for all his hard work, and I've heard a lot of testimonies. I finally got to see this, you know. Right on. Real, that's what we're all about. Can I leave it to God? It's God, she's not just me.
Our majestic sister on her ancestral land, thank you. We have some more time for more sharing, and you know, I see people coming up, and we'll be fair about this, and I see my sister coming now, so we wanted to allow some time, and then we also want to allow some time to do the tobacco ceremony and then go over to the cemetery. Okay, so, you know, so we're all in this. Is that okay with everyone? You know, as your facilitator, I ask you, I'm a servant to you. Okay, all right, okay. What do you have for us?
Good afternoon. My name is Leilani Mowich. I am the daughter of Crystal Boyd and Chester Mowich. They are also alumni from the late 80s, mid-80s. I have recently graduated in 2006 from Chemawa. I was also on a nutty stage, rebellious teenager, of course, and my mom has worked here at Chemawa all my life, but because she had come back, and she has always had her heart and her home, our home, open to all the students that have walked through Chemawa, because Chemawa is her home. And also within our household, she is a very wonderful person, very positive, and she's very silly. She's the auntie in the fry bread stand, because she feels that if you need to walk a walk of being traditional, then do it, but if you can't uphold it, you just might as well be in the fry bread stand. I had gone to Flanger, South Dakota. I didn't feel like I needed to be right up underneath my mother's nose, because she's very well known here. And that sending me off to South Dakota was the best thing that had ever happened to me. I embraced traditions, I embraced friends, I embraced a lot of skills. I worked in the kitchen every year, all year long. I was in rodeo club, I was in culture club, I was the photographer for the newspaper, I was president for my junior class in the dorms. And then I came home, family needed me, and I continued to stay here at Chemawa. I wanted to go back. That really couldn't happen. I wanted to go back to South Dakota because I had embraced that school so much. But my father had passed away at the beginning of my senior year. I was just getting to know him. And I felt that I needed to be here, be the second generation